good morning to you. Happy dreams to you. God has a dream for you. When I heard Johnny Coleman preach that God gives a big dream, and I've been carrying that message in my heart for 30 years or more, and I still have it in my heart because the dream has yet to be completely brought into fruition. Are you with me this morning? So there's a dream. Oh, there's a dream. And that's what gives you your marching orders. People are looking for others to define where you should go and how you should do it. But there's something in your heart that is directed by the dream. If you're just looking for a dream that happens at night when you sleep, you're missing the big dream. Because the big dream is liable to come to you when you're wide awake, when you're moving around, and it comes to you in different snatches that you are able to understand and appreciate and begin to put together. It's a puzzle that you put together yourself. You'll never have to work a jigsaw puzzle again when you work your puzzle. You are your own puzzle. That's why you like them 500-piece puzzles, because those are the easy ones. We're broken in many more pieces than that. We have a piece here and a piece there and a piece the other place, and we need to get them together, find our corners, and put the puzzle together. When we put the puzzle together, then we see what it is that we are supposed to do. The discernment comes in your life when you put your puzzle together. When the dream comes together for you, then the discernment from the Spirit is activated in you so that you know what to do. The dream determines how you should answer questions in your life. Because if what is before you is not in agreement with your dream, you refuse it. Your dream is the measuring stick of whether you should do something and how far you should go with something. If it's not in accordance with the dream that God gave you, then you don't do it. Do you understand what I'm talking about? And that way, you know when to say yes and when you say no. You don't say yes just because they want to pay you a lot of money. That's how people get in trouble. That's not your dream. That's somebody else's dream. You may have a whole lot of money and be very miserable with it. Hello? Because that wasn't what was for you. And you done put your hands on something that's not yours, and your fingers done got burned. Are you with me this morning? What's our thesis for this morning?
God gives each person a dream. Your dream allows you to rise above the ordinary, to make extraordinary contributions in life.
I am suggesting a book during this series. We've used it once before. We haven't used it in about 7 years. So that's enough time for you to get rusty on it. I brought it back. If you still have your old copy, you can use it, and it's called The Dream Giver. You have to understand who the dream giver is. The dream giver is God. You might want to put that on your paper. The dream giver is God. God gives you the dream. Therefore, it is impossible if God gave you the dream for God to give you a dream and not give somebody else a dream also. Everybody gets a dream. In God, everybody is equal. So there's no special person. If one person got a dream, you got a dream too. You just need to find your dream. This is a wonderful little book that tells the story of a man whom they call ordinary. And we think we're just ordinary because we have not yet discovered our dream. It is the discovery of your dream and the fulfillment of your dream that allows you to be extraordinary. God takes ordinary people and does extraordinary things by the dream that he gave. That's what he was trying to tell Jeremiah. Jeremiah was having a little fit. Jeremiah was a 15-year-old kid, and Jeremiah was in the position of a prophet. And he was talking about how he couldn't do it. He couldn't talk right. He mumbled and he had problems with his speech. And he says, I can't do this. And God was telling him this: I called you to do this before you could even make a sentence. I called you to do this before you was a gleam in your daddy's eye. Now y'all go home and smoke that one. In other words, before you even thought about it, it is more than a biological thing. Before the biology ever came into a question of whether you legitimate or illegitimate, you were already legitimized by God. You were already made holy by God because you came from God, and God's desire is upon you, and God has already chosen what is the best path for you. But now it's up to you and it's up to me to accept what God has already planned. A lot of times we don't like what God plans. So we want to change them because we think that we can figure out a better future. You can't, and they used to sing when I was a kid, you can't beat God's giving. No matter how hard you try, no matter how much you think you know, no matter how intellectual you are, you do not know this. This is a spiritual thing. God has planned this from the beginning. You are a piece of the puzzle that fits in a particular place. You have been called to do something particular. That is your dream. In your dream is the job you should have. In your dream is the mate you should have. In your dream is the house you should have. You are not without any of this. It's all been made plain for you if you accept the dream that God has given you. What does the second point say?
First point.
First point.
Sometimes we classify feelings of discontent as negative feelings that we reject. They are actually just nudges to go forward from your familiar comfort zone into new horizons.
You know, a lot of times we cry pain when the pain is really good. There's good pain and there's bad pain. If you having a pain and it doesn't move you to do something, that's a bad pain. When you have a pain that moves you to get up and to do something about the pain, then that's a good pain. You needed that pain. You probably should have had it 15 or 20 days earlier. You understand? Because that made you get up. Some things that you go through in life are not simply for you to hurt. See, we go through this misconception that there are things in life that happen just to hurt us, and that there are things in life that happen just to make us happy. And both of them are a lie. Each thing that happens in your life has a purpose. You need to go deeper than it came to make me happy or it came to make me sad, because neither one of them is true. It came to do more than that. It came to tell you that you need to get busy doing what you came to do and leave other people alone. Hello, somebody hear me this morning. We keep waiting on Cousin Charlie to get his life together and then I'll be all right. We can help him, and then we can help everybody in China, and then we can help everybody in Japan, and then we can help everybody in Africa, and then we can help everybody in South America, and then we can help everybody in Alabama, and then we can help ourselves. It would really be good if you started with yourself. It would really be good if you preached the gospel to yourself. It would really be good if you joined the church. I'm not talking about giving your hand to UTC. I'm talking about joining that spiritual consciousness inside of you. It would really be good, because then you would become an example, and your example could be a light that other people could follow. Is that not right? Mm-hmm. What I'm saying to you today is, stop waiting on somebody else to get right before you get right. You get yourself right, and you'll be surprised how many people got right when you got right. You'll be surprised how many changed when you changed. Actually, they didn't change, but because you changed, you now see them differently. Are you with me this morning? Get your dream. Work out your dream. Do what you've come to do. You know, sometimes when you begin to talk about what other people ain't doing, you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. Somebody hear me today? Yes. Is there anybody not doing everything they're supposed to do?
Yes.
Then we got work to do, don't you? Yes. So he's designed who you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to do. Where is it? It's somewhere in you. It's somewhere in a corner, in a drawer, in an empty place that you put in your soul, and you forgot where you put your dream. Everybody's got one. When you leave the church today, I'm going to give you again. I gave you 7 years. I guess it's done faded and disintegrated into nothing, a feather. So I bought some more. I'm going to give you another feather. I want you to take that feather as a reminder that you have a dream, a reminder to work on your dream. Put it somewhere in your bedroom, in your office, someplace that you go just about every day so that you can be reminded to do something on your dream, on the dream that God has given you. And if you haven't found your dream, look for your dream. Amen? What have you neglected about yourself? What have you neglected that God has given you? You keep going off into stuff because other people go off into stuff, and they try to convince you ought to do their stuff, and then they get you to make the money for them. We just as off as two left shoes. It's a bunch of lies. You need to do what you are here to do. And when you do that, the money will be there. The cooperation will be there. Until you do that, you're always going to be fighting these problems that we think just came to make us mad. We really believe the problems just cropped up to make us mad, to stand in our way. The problem's just to tell you that that's not the way you're supposed to go. You're supposed to find your real way, what you are really about. Because a lot of things that you think you are about is not the truth about you. That's not really why you're here. So you're going to have to do some investigation. You're going to have to spend some time with yourself. I mean, more than just getting your nails done, more than just getting... A little kid went to Sunday school, and just came home from Sunday school. This is true. I'm not lying. The little kid went to Sunday school, and he came back from Sunday school, came home, and his mama said, "What did you learn in Sunday school?" He said, "I learned that Jesus gave pedicures." Because, there's a part of, see, most of y'all don't know what it's talking about because you don't know the Bible. There's a part of the scripture that talks about Jesus washing people's feet. And that's what the kid knows when he's washing people's feet. They're getting a pedicure. Because that's the only reason you wash the feet, to get the pedicure. Do you understand what I'm talking about? It's not about the cosmetic changes that we make. You can be looking good and be feeling awful. You can be looking good and have your life in a turmoil. You can be looking good and not have any peace in your own mind. You want the things that the kingdom of God offers you, that the dream that God gave you offers you. What's the next point say?
Everyone has a dream, but only some people embrace it, and even fewer people pursue it.
Stop running after people and run after your dream. Stop trying to get somebody and get your dream.
Amen.
Find the dream that's eluding you, that's hid from you, that you've neglected. Find it. Even if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, find it. Don't stop till you find it. That's what that song that the choir just sang a few minutes ago. Climb every mountain till you find your dream, because you got one. So I want you to leave here knowing you do have a dream, even if you don't know where it is. But that's not unusual for us, because we got a lot of stuff that we don't know where it is. We just know it's somewhere around. Isn't that right? And most of us got special people that we invite over. I can't find my keys. You can always find something. Find my keys, because I can't find it. I can't find my dream, so we go to counselors and everybody else to find our own dream, and we live with ourselves 24/7. Your dream is in you. And inside of your dream is everything that it needs to bring it into fruition. Is that not right? What's the next point?
Do not wait for the moment when your dream seems possible. As you commit to the pursuit of your dream, you awaken to the possibilities for achieving it.
One of the things we are waiting for favorable conditions. I can tell you, I've been preaching, and I've been preaching here for 30 years. I won't tell you how long I've been preaching, period. But I've been preaching here for 30 years. Conditions have never been favorable. People want to tell me about certain times. That's a lie. Because even during the certain good times, and you know it, they talk about how bad things are and when they were better. That's the condition of people. The time that they have right now is never what they want it to be. You'll find that there's never right for you. It is never a right time unless you demand that this is my right time. I'm going forth and do what God has given me to do. Do it now. When you do it, then the doors will open. When you do it, then the water is parted. The children of Israel wanted to cross Jordan River, and you know, Joshua was up there and he leading them, and he gonna cross Jordan River. He gonna do like Moses, and he stretches out his staff, and the water's still there. And he gonna tell the people to go across, and they say, but it's still there. But do you know what happened? Until they put their foot in the waters did not part. Until you step out and do what you say you're gonna do, the things will not appear that are there for you to use. When you do that, then you open heaven's gate. You open heaven's gate because you closed heaven's gate when you said, no, the water's too rough, it's too cold, it's not the right atmosphere yet, I don't feel it yet, I can't do it yet, I don't want to do it yet, I don't want to run into any difficulties, I don't want anybody to misunderstand what I'm doing. I don't care what you do. If you was to pass out a $100 bill to everybody here, somebody would think something wrong with it. A few of y'all would just go out to the mall. Somebody gonna find, well, she's trying to buy me. She can't buy me with $100. Because you don't see things here. You see things here. And then you tell these up in the front what to see. Do you understand what I'm saying? You teach yourself how to find opportunity. Necessity is the mother of invention. Whatever you need to do, because it's necessary for it to be done, there is a way to do it. There is a way to see it through. There is a way for you to be prosperous. There is a way for you to make it. There is a way for you to claim the good that God has already prepared for you. It's been prepared for you. The man sang the song, in my Father's house. There's a place right now where I can live in peace. In my Father's house, not across the river, but right here where I am. God has a place for me to be all that I can be. What's the next one? That's it. I invite you to come with me and to claim the dream. Never let anybody, I don't care how big, how bad, how famous they think they are, how smart they think they are, how many degrees they got, and how many letters they got behind their name, take you away from your dream. Don't let nobody tell you. Never give up your dream. God gave it to you. That means it's real. It's up for us to find it and then to live in it and to enjoy God's good in our life. That's a message.